Hello again, and welcome to the part 1.2 of the Integrail Certified Professional AI Builder course. Here, we will be looking at what the agents are and some examples of them, and we will get to building actual agents very soon in the next lecture. So with that, let's dive in. Let's start with the definition. The definition of an agent that is given in the classic book that I have referred to in the last lecture is as follows. An agent is anything that can be perceived as understanding its environment via sensors and acting upon that environment through actuators. That is a bunch of not very easy to understand words. But as you will see, it is actually very easy once we look at certain examples of what an agent is. The most obvious example of an agent is actually us, human beings. We have eyes, ears, other senses as sensors. We have a brain to process the input we get from our senses or sensors. We think with our brain, we make decisions, and then finally, we can use our actuators or hands to do something in the world. We can build a house, we can write a software program, we can draw a beautiful painting, we can use our mobile devices, we can do anything we want. And since our actuators are hands, we will use hands when we refer to actual agents as well, so that it is easier to understand. But sometimes, of course, we will use the industry standard term, which is actuators. The next example of an agent is computer games. When you play computer games, you have heard it many times that there is AI, that the AI is bad, that the AI is good, etc. But basically, when you play a civilization game or Counter-Strike or chess, you are playing with an intelligent agent that senses the environment, which is the game world, through whatever information the developers have decided to make available to this agent, that makes certain decisions on which action to take using their brain, which is currently just a black box for us, but we will get into the details on how to design that brain very soon. And then finally, it uses its actuator, so just the ability to make the moves in the game to be a good opponent to you. And if you have been following the AI developments, you probably know that DeepMind has used something called reinforcement learning to create very, very good agents for playing Go and chess, AlphaGo and AlphaZero, which have been able to beat the humans and now play on completely superhuman level using very smart algorithms, so-called reinforcement learning, which we will touch upon lightly in this series as well. Another example of the agent is robots. For instance, your home robotic vacuum cleaner, such as Roomba. It has sensors to understand the environment, to understand where it is in your apartment or house. It processes the input from the sensors using some software algorithm that is built into it, and it has actuators such as wheels and the ability to clean the floor to affect the change in the outside world. So it's a typical agent. The same with the self-driving car. Much more complicated agent, but still an agent. It has sensors such as lidars and cameras, etc., etc. It has, again, this black box, which is a complicated algorithm to decide what to do next. And it has actuators, which allow self-driving car to turn, to accelerate, to decelerate, etc., etc. So once again, all robots are agents as well. Finally, the most exciting part, the agents that we will be building throughout this course, Integrail agents. Integrail agents are the agents that operate on the web, but actually you can attach the sensors that sense the external world and use Integrail agents as some kind of a brain to make decisions and affect the change in the outside world, not just the virtual world. Also, as you can see from the screenshot of an actual Integrail agent, it's a visual tool. It allows you to create an agent of any complexity by simply connecting different boxes and writing some instructions on how to operate. And we will be looking at all of that in detail, but just some examples of what is possible with AI agents built with Integrail. You can build an AI that sorts, summarizes, and responds to your emails using the context that you have, using your tone of voice, using your corporate information. It can generate your sales pipeline for you within your CRM without the need for you to copy and paste anything. You just enter certain parameters and then sit back and relax and look at how opportunities get created inside your CRM. You can create agents that research the web and additional sources that you choose to provide to it, such as PDF documents or books, and then it will prepare an analytics report on any topic that you can ask it. Finally, you can have some fun with it. You can generate automatic Instagram posts with images. Once again, no need to copy anything, they will appear automatically in your Instagram account. Or you can create a full-blown custom AI personality to serve as a companion for you to have some fun. And of course, these are just some of the examples, but in reality, the sky's the limit, or your imagination is the limit. Whatever you can come up with, whatever business process, whatever personal process that you have, you can, I'm sure, create it using Integrail. You can create an agent that will be a very helpful assistant for you to make you more productive and make your job more fun. Finally, before we get into building actual agents, let's look at what PEAS is. So PEAS stands for Performance Measure, Environment, Actuators, and Sensors. And this is something you have to think about when you design any kind of agent. This is the table that shows the examples of P's for different types of agents that we already used as examples. We won't be building them, but just for you to get familiar with the term, you can read it and you can familiarize yourself with it. But when we talk about actual Integrail agents, the P's are obviously different. The performance measure for any agent that you will design with Integrail is fulfilling your tasks to your satisfaction. So you will have to define the objective criteria yourselves, but good news is that we have very good tools to help you benchmark your agents and make sure they actually provide the needed quality to what you expect. The environment, as we discussed, is the web. However, it can be narrower. For instance, if you design an engine that just works with your CRM system or with your email system, it doesn't have to work with the web as a whole. It just uses whatever tool you choose as the main operating environment. Or it can be wider. Once again, if you use sensors that are able to understand the external world, such as measure the temperature or some other interesting sensors, for instance, in your smart house system, you can use Integrail agents as brains to select the actions for that affect the actual physical world as well. When we talk about actuators or hands, for Integrail agents, this will be external integrations. External integrations with pretty much any system. We have a finely crafted patent-pending agent that allows you to integrate with pretty much any external system. If there is a documentation for an API, we are able to connect with it automatically. This, if you're a developer or if you struggle with connecting different systems together, I'm sure you will appreciate it. We make your life much, much easier, and we give the hands to your agent that are able to work with any system in the world. So this is something we encourage you to try, and we will be looking at some examples for sure. And finally, the sensors are again external integrations that allow our agents to understand what is happening in this or that system. And of course, it's user input. So whatever you type or whatever you talk to your agent about, it will be able to understand and use as part of the input to make certain decisions. So with that, I think we are ready to go to the most exciting part, which is discussing different types of agents and starting to build some of these agents as well. Please switch to the next lecture where we will get to that topic.